Well, we're back, and we've got a show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Not gonna be long, but it's gonna be strong. Today, we're actually talking about exposed. Yeah, exposed. The real deal about the meeting that transpired between convicted felon Donald Trump, and President of Ukraine, Zelensky. hmm Yeah. What if I told you, ladies and gentlemen, that the Trump Zelinskyy meeting was never what it seemed to be? That it was a setup from day one. hmm Buckle up, because I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it all down to the ground so your eyes can be open to what really went down in the Oval Office between Zelensky and convicted felon President Trump. Okay? Join the discussion. Share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more hard hitting updates. Okay? Who was really pulling the strings in the meeting? What was really going down? We're gonna find out we're gonna uncover the facts behind this controversial meeting. Welcome back to the Love Train Nation. I'm BobbieD. And today we're diving into the shocking truth behind the Trump Zelinskyy meeting. Was it a setup from the start? Hmm? Was it political theater? Hmm? They were just playing, right? Yeah. They were just playing. Were they just playing, y'all? Sometimes you just play, and it seemed like it's real. Were they playing? We're gonna find all of that out. Cause I'm gonna tell you, it was real like steel, but it was a setup from the getup. It was framed from the game. It was tricked from the pick. It was fixed from the mix. It was played from the shade, and it was staged from the page. Okay, how do you know about it? What do you know? What do you know? I got eyes, right? I got eyes. I can see. I got ears. I can hear. I got hands. I can feel. Okay, and I can touch. I can feel the vibes of the meeting, and the video is plain as day. I had to go over it a couple of times because if you're not listening to exactly what people are saying, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, whenever somebody really gets angry and get upset about something, it could be me, could be you. The real truth usually what has a tendency to do what, ladies and gentlemen, surface to the top. You say that the cream always rise to the top. The truth always bounces up to the top. You can camouflage it with a lie. You can camouflage it with half truth. You can camouflage it with propaganda. Whatever you want to call it, the truth will rise when you're agitated, when you're full of anger, when you're full of tension, when you're full of trying to having a condescending nature. The truth has a tendency, ladies and gentlemen, to what? Come out. Mhm. Somebody said the freaks come out at night. Freaks come out. Freaks come out at night. Ooh, the freaks come out. Ah, yeah, the freak come out and the truth come out. When you really into yourself, when you really into your feelings, what it, who was that said about getting into feelings? Trump got into his feelings. He got into his feelings in the meeting. Yeah. And when you get into your feelings, you get into your what? Emotions. And when you get into your emotions, ladies and gentlemen, it has a tendency to what? Flow. And when it flows, sometimes you can't stop it. And that's what happened to Trump. He got into his emotions. He got into his feelings, started feeling himself. Okay? And when that happened, the truth, his words overwhelmed him because he was in an emotional wreck state. He got angry because Zelensky wouldn't going to lie down and let him stomp all over his country and wouldn't let him treat him like a boy toy. Okay? He wanted Zelensky to bow down, kiss his feet. Zelensky is a president of an international of a nation, of a country, millions of people. But Trump got angry because the man wouldn't bow down and kiss his feet. And it was a tag team going on. J.D. Vance, the crony, and then Trump going back and forth, back and forth. Two against one. But I want to thank the Lord that Zelensky he held up strong under these men that tried to attack him. And then they turned the tables on him, said he attacked them, and that he disrespected America. Now, you disrespected America, Mr. Convicted Felon Trump, by your behavior and your demeanor in your Oval Office meeting with President Zelenskyy. And I'm gonna show y'all that today. I got the video. I told you. Did I tell you last night? This might be the last one I'm doing this, but I had to bring it out. This is the last video I'm gonna do on this topic, but it's gonna be the best because I got the proof positive that this was a setup from the getup. Okay, yeah, it was staged from the page. Okay, I ain't got to keep on talking about it. Let me show you. It's our thumbnail for today, ladies and gentlemen. Set up from day one. They wanted Zelenskyy to look like a punk. They wanted to punk him out in front of the whole world so that they could glorify who? Orange Man. Make him look like he was the best dictator in the world. Best wannabe dictator in the world. Okay? And so, Zelenskyy wasn't having it. He stood up and he had to talk strong. He wasn't disrespectful. He said, Mr. President, he talked very politely, calmly, but Trump was hollering and cussing. I'm going to show you the last part is he was cussing the man out. Damn and all kind of anyway, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to pull up real quick, and we're going to be out. I got this demon, you got to do some stuff. Got to get ready. We're going out of town tomorrow. So I'm going to make this real quick, but I'm going to get to the point. Okay? Here's what we got. The first thing I'm going to bring up is, hold up. Let me get right. About 39 seconds. In this one, you're going to see a reporter asking the convicted felon, when did he last speak to Putin? Now, this is going to be very critical because he's going to say a certain time he spoke to him then. Then as we go, I'm going to show you another clip where he actually disputes that and says something else about when he spoke to Putin. Okay? So we'll listen to this real quick and we'll come right back. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. Give me a minute, y'all.
Mr. President, when did you last speak Mr. President, thank you.
Please,
Mr.
go
President, when did you last speak with President Putin? And what did he say that
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good. And I've
All right, so you hear what he said a couple of days ago. He spoke to Putin a couple of days ago, and his whole life is deals. Yeah, his whole life is deals, bad deals, dead deals, killer deals that hurt people. If you look at the history of this wannabe dictator in business life, he's had multiple bankruptcies, and every time he had any impact on a company, he gutted the company and got all the money and dissolved it. This convicted felon was also had a charity for cancer for children, and he looted the charity. This man is not a deal maker, a good deal maker. He's a bad deal maker. So he can talk about, well, the deal is my whole life. Yeah, your whole life for cheating people out of bad deals. Anyway, I digress. But he said 2 days, right? A couple of days. Put it back on and we'll go to the next.
I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. Russia was a hoax. It was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is no evidence that President Biden had anything to do with what he calls a Russian hoax. Okay, none whatsoever. That's another lie. The man is a pathological liar. He can't help himself from lying over and over and over again. And you know, the things he says about Biden and Obama and everybody else, and he calls them so many different awkward names. This is a grown man here, though, chronologically. Okay, he's a grown man, age-wise, but emotionally, mentally, he's like a boy. What is he? What is he? 78, 79, something like that. Yeah, a senior citizen boy. That's what he's at. He acts like a boy. He cries, he pouts, he shouts, and when he can't get his way. And grown men, especially leaders, don't do that. Leaders have to be examples. Okay? I would never want any child of mine to have this convicted felon as a role model. I would never have them emulate any of his actions. Okay? He was supposed to be in the office. He invited this man into the Oval Office to sit down and talk about a deal, a supposed rare minerals earth deal, and he belittled this man to a pulp. He called his country nothing, that country would be taken over in 2 or 3 days if it wasn't for the fact that America gave him weapons. All kind of crazy, nasty things. Now you see why the whole world is condemning what he did. Except the only people that are not condemning what Trump did in this meeting, ladies and gentlemen, are his MAGA extremist groups. Okay, that's the only one. They said, well, they're saying that Trump stood up for America. No, Trump stood up for himself. You got angry at the man because the man stood up and didn't bow down and kiss his feet, and that's what he intended. He wanted the world to see that. Well, I got him under my feet. And he said he had just talked to Vladimir Putin 2 days ago. We're gonna find out there was more to that story. Okay, and always some more glory. Okay, here's the next scene. We're gonna show you this scene about a minute long. Trump is angry, and then he belittles uh, 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 Zelensky. He talks to him like a child, and it's sad. A grown man is leader. He's a leader of a country, president of a country, and he belittles this man in the Oval Office. It's a shame before God. All right, let's bring this up.
Yes. Yes. You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can.
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country is
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I.
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying.
okay because of
Miss-
us.
All right, notice what happened. What is Trump doing? He's pissed off because the man won't bow down and kiss his feet. He's starting to flare up, got angry. Then he started cursing him. You got a ding ding. It doesn't make sense. And he's yelling loud at the man. And the one who started this, I didn't put this part in there, but J.D. Vance was starting it off. He said you ought to be thankful. And how many times has Zelensky been to America and said thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you? Huh? In front of Congress, in front of the whole American public, he said thank you. And they didn't even give him a chance. He just got in the Oval Office trying to meet with them. You say thank you at the appropriate time. There was no reason to say thank you immediately. He'd already thanked the American public over and over and over again. But that was a red flag. That was a red herringbone that J.D. Vance threw up. That was a signal for them to really come down on. It was a setup. It was a setup to humiliate this man and to have the American public try to see that Trump was in control and that Ukraine was the bad guy. He's trying to turn the table on Ukraine and make them look like the bad guy. Just like he said a few days ago, Ukraine started the war. Did you hear what I said, man? He said a few days ago that Ukraine they shouldn't have started the war. Big lie. That's a Russian talking point. That's Russian propaganda. He has a bromance with Putin. And if somebody mess with your lady, you know, if somebody mess with your man, you get angry, you know. And so uh, he's trying to protect his man, who is Putin in Russia. I don't know I don't know all that's going down in Trump's mind about that man called Putin in Russia, but it's some weird stuff going on in his head. I wish I would inside his head and see what he thought about him and see what how he behaved around him and all. He said, now, if you remember the first scene, he said he talked to him a couple of days ago. We're gonna find out some more stuff he talked to him about. Let's go. Hold on, let me get this back. Let me get back where I was.
Staying in our country,
Yeah, let's go.
staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
All right. So guess what? What happens sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in a heated argument, when you're in a heated dispute, tempers flare. What's the next thing happens? When your temper flares, your emotion flares, then your hands get ready to do what? Flare. He put his hands on him. He put. You think I'm lying to you? Look at the video. He put his hands on the man. That's how emotionally charged this convicted felon was. He put his hands on him. He was angry because the man wouldn't bow down and kiss his feet and grovel at his feet and call him King Trump. Okay? That's what happens when you want things to go your way and it doesn't happen like you had it planned. And you can't handle it. You can't handle change. And that's what's happening here. Put his hands on Zelinskyy. And it's going to get even worse. Let's go.
Through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have
All right. Watch what he's getting ready to do. Another Russian propagandist talking point that's about to come up. And this one, very old one, about whether when the war started, Russia, Putin said they'd be done in like 3 days. And that's what's coming out of Trump's mouth. Listen up. This man has been brainwashed by Russia. Yeah. And I don't know all about the details of how it was done to his mindset, or why it was done to his mindset, or who did it. You know? But he got a problem, man. He is in love with the enemy of the state of the United States of America. This one of our enemies is Russia. And he's trying to make America have a bromance with a dictator that's a killer, with a dictator that has tortured and killed people. You know? Look at all the people that died, the innocent citizens in Ukraine that have died at the hands of Vladimir Putin because he wants to take over Ukraine to get his rare earth minerals, you know, all other agricultural assets that Ukraine has. He wants to, and then he's not going to stop at Ukraine. Just like Zelinskyy said, he's not going to stop it, and Europe knows it. That's why they're helping him. Poland's next on the list. Okay, and so Trump believes in his mind that Putin wants peace. But Putin don't want peace. He want to hold us. He want to stop for a little while until he regenerates his troop. All right, just like he did it with Crimea back in 2014. He stopped for a little while in Crimea, got Crimea and stopped there, and then he came right back 2020. What was 2023, 22, and started going after Ukraine again. Okay, And one of the reasons why Trump is so angry, ladies and gentlemen, if you recall, Trump and Zelenskyy have a what history together. Remember? Remember when Trump had a quid pro quo? He told Zelenskyy that if you bring a charge against Biden and Biden's son, then I might just give you some money and some weapons that we promised you. Okay? Yeah. You don't remember that? How soon we forget. This was one of the reasons why Orange Man was impeached. Abuse of power. This was his first impeachment in 2019. He was pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden in exchange for military aid. Okay? This was his first impeachment. One charge. The second charge was obstruction of Congress, blocking congressional investigations into his actions on abuse of power. Against the first president in the history of the United States has been impeached twice. The second impeachment came in 2021 for incitement of insurrection, January 6th. Okay? Got somebody in office, man, that has no respect for the law. And to the life of me, man, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how did we get where we are with this felon in office leading this country. And this is the beginning of a 4-year saga. We're starting out very, very badly. You know, America is losing respect throughout the whole world. Okay? Very much respect has been lost. And I don't know, after 4 years of this, I don't know if we'll ever gain that respect back or not. Yeah? So, again, you're going to see a Russian talking point coming up. All right, let's get back. Let's get back right back. Let me get right back there.
Equipment. This war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
Less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media.
All right, so you see J.D. Vance came in, and my bit is a little choppy. What Trump said initially was this war would have been over in 3 days had it not been for United States giving you weapons. And then Zelenskyy said, yeah, I heard that before. I think I heard that from Putin. So that's the talking point coming straight from Russia, from his mouth, from Trump's mouth. Okay, this guy's got issues, man. And somehow or another, I think, if we got to go through 4 years of this, guess what? Somebody's going to take a look at the 25th Amendment. When a president has issues mentally, psychologically, etc., you got to do something to get him out. You know? That's when that amendment comes into effect. So, a man that continually lies over and over and over again is not well. Is not well. And when someone is not well, they cannot do their job properly. And then the problem with that is this. If Trump is taken out by the 25th Amendment, guess who comes into the office then? Yeah. His crony, J.D. Vance. And he's probably going to be worse than Trump. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And we need to protect ourselves, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you members of the United States of America, you citizens out there, you need to protect yourself, your assets. Now I'm saying, what am I saying? Go get you a gun? No. I'm talking about be aware of what's going on. That's how you protect yourself. You know the law. You know what's happening in your surroundings, in your vicinity, in your country, in your city, in your township, in your municipality. You know what's happening, and you protect yourself legally. Because guess what? This guy, Trump, has had over 70 executive orders coming down the pipe in less than 2 months. 70. And you can't tell me that one of those executive orders will not impact your life at some point in time. I guarantee you. And it's going more executive orders coming down. That's how he's trying to rule this country, increase his power uh, through executive orders instead of allowing laws to be passed by what? The Congress. That's who passes the laws, initiates the laws, passes the law. Okay, he's trying to change it, and if he succeeds in changing it, then he will be a dictator. Our country will be changing to a fascist nation where we have one person in charge and large in charge, and that will be this orange man convicted felon. I'm of the persuasion, ladies and gentlemen, that we as American people and the United States government have so many checks and balances in place that it can't happen. But we will see. Huh? What happened so far, checks and balances have not checked him. Why? Because he has a controlled Congress, MAGA controlled Congress, MAGA controlled Senate. They control the Senate. They control the Congress. They control the White House, the executive branch, the legislative branch, and they control the judiciary branch. Supreme Court's majority MAGA idiot extremists. I was going to say idiots, but they're majority extremists as well. So he has the deck stacked up in his favor, and he's playing his hand to the max. And guess who's going to get the brunt of get losing end on his hand? Yeah, you got it. Little man on the street. You, me, and everybody on the bottom gonna catch it. We're gonna pay for his mistakes. Okay? And so again, I said this, I don't know if I said it last night, whatever. Those of you that voted for this man, shame on you. Lady, he's looking at me right now. You voted for this man. Shame on you. You, mister, you voted for this man. Shame on you. He lied to you that he was going to increase, get the food prices better, gas prices better, rent prices better, and he was for the little man on the street, lying through his teeth. This man, this convicted felon, made a deal with the devil. Yeah, the devil. The name Elon Musk. And all the other devil rich people out there. He made a deal with the rich folk, man. That if you get me in office, I'm gonna put some money in your pocket. I'm gonna get that tax break back. And it's gonna be trillions of dollars back in your pocket. You know, that's what's happening. And who's gonna pay for that tax breaks? Yeah, you got it right. Me, you, and everybody else that's little on the street. They don't have. It's not a millionaire, not a multi-billionaire. Okay, so let's finish this up. I'm gonna show you this on this last video right here. I'm gonna show you proof positive that this was a setup from the beginning. Watch what he says, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a few seconds left on this. Watch what he says. All right, hold up. Let me break this.
We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American.
Hold on, y'all. I see if I play this again. I think it cut off. Watch this. All right. Did you hear that? I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. That's a setup. He set that man up to have him look bad in the eyes of the American people. He and his boy, J.D. Vance, was prepared to do and say whatever they wanted to bring us, man, to an adverse condition, an adverse point in where he would say something bad or maybe punch him or whatever. He talked bad to the man for the whole meeting almost. So it was a setup from the get up. I'm gonna bring this back. I keep cutting off this last point, but I want you to see this. So let's try this again. I'm gonna roll it down to the last point. Hold on. Right there, All right. Did you hear what he said? You hear what he said? He said that's why I kept this going for so long, because I wanted the American people to see your attitude. But the American people saw him, Zelensky, with a positive attitude. The American people saw the negativity coming from Trump and J.D. Vance. That's what Americans saw. And that's why he wanted to keep it going. That's why it's proof positive, ladies and gentlemen, that this was a setup from the get-up. Okay? You heard me. It was a setup. Yeah. It was a setup. And it's right on the video. And no one can tell me it wasn't. It was framed from the game. It was tricked from the pick. It was fixed from the mix, played from the shade, staged from the page. They wanted this man to look bad because Trump has a bromance with Vladimir Putin. And anyone that doesn't like Vladimir Putin, Trump want to go off on them. And the whole world has a reason not to like Vladimir Putin. He's a killer. Especially for Zelinskyy. Look at all the people that this man bombed. You know, when you're in a war, the rule of the war is you don't bomb citizens. You bomb military targets, military people. Okay? That's who you address your warfare to. But no, not Vladimir Putin. He directs his warfare to hospitals, schools, okay, churches, ordinary citizens. That's a killer. And we have a president of the United States acting like this man is normal, and he's not. He's the best thing since sliced bread. He's not, and he suspect that. We suspect that he wanted that Zelinskyy to come up there and just embrace Vladimir Putin. It don't work like that, mister. And you trying to force something that does not compute. It does not match up. It's not valid. Okay. So that tells me, ladies and gentlemen, we got a man in office that's got something missing in his character. He may have something missing in his mentality. But there is something missing. He has a missing link. When you have linking yourself up to a dictator, to a known killer, to a criminal, because Putin is wanted by the ICC, International Criminal Court. He's a criminal. They want him. That's why very few places he can come out of his country, because he'll be arrested. Okay? So, that was proof positive, ladies and gentlemen, that this was a setup from the get-up to make Zelinskyy look bad in front of the world stage. But it did not work. It backfired. Okay? Now I'm going to show you the video. This is about 2 minutes long. It may be a little choppy because my internet connection goes in and out. And then we'll call it a day. This video shows you how angry this man was going off on Zelinskyy in a meeting. And this was the meeting was being publicized to the whole world. International meeting being publicized live to the whole world. Okay? It never happened before. This is going to go down in history as one of the oddest things in our governmental history that ever happened to a world leader. Two world leaders. He invited Zelinskyy. Zelinskyy didn't invite himself. He invited him to come there. And then he disrespected the man and then turned the tables on him and lied to everybody like the man disrespected America. He did not disrespect America. You did it, Mr. Trump. You did it. Watch this, then we'll be out.
Gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question, Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks this fire? What if Russia breaks these talks? What do we do then? I understand that conversation right
What are you
now,
saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? I don't know. They broke it with
Okay, this is a very, very important point, ladies and gentlemen. Zelensky has a very valid point. He wants security in place. And just in case Russia decides to break the deal. And Russia's broken many deals with them before. He polluting Putin. I said polluting. I want to change his name to pollutant instead of Putin. But Putin is not a man that with honor. He doesn't honor his agreements. He's broken agreements. This man, Zelensky, had an agreement with him in 2019 that they would do ceasefire, stop any animosities. They had a little skirmish and all like that. And Vladimir Putin said, "The heck with that ceasefire," and he went on and took Crimea, and a whole bunch of other stuff, So you cannot trust somebody like that. And so Zelensky wants, before he does any deals, before he signs his John Hancock on any deal, he wants security in place so that the world will know that if Russia breaks the deal, the U.S. or European Union will come in and put a stop to it. That's what he wants. And what's wrong with that? Look at his country. He's been decimated. A lot of his cities are down, and a lot of places are down. But most of it's still up. But he has a right. And then not only should he have security as far as not letting Putin start it over again, he needs security as far as rebuilding his country. The money for rebuilding should come from who? Russia. They the one tore it down, right? So he has a perfect right to ask for security. But Trump wants to deal before security. And Trump believes that Putin wants peace and he will honor any deal. He will not honor any deal. And security has to be number one before anyone will sign any deal with Russia. Okay? Play this out and we're done. Hold on.
Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter.
You believe this? This guy's trying to make the people of America feel sorry for Putin. That he went through some a claim with some Russia hoax. Okay? He's trying to make America feel sorry for a killer. Huh? A man who goes around using poison to kill his people, to kill his adversaries, people he don't like. Who does that, man? It's a sad day in the history of the United States when you have our leader of the free world, supposed leader of the free world, convicted felon Donald J. Trump, aligning himself with a killer, a known killer. That's what Biden called him, a killer and a dictator. He's aligning, and he's trying to get the United States of America and the people of America to align ourselves with this heinous crime individual. We're not doing it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the future, and whether Zelensky will ever get a deal with the United States so they can continue their war, and the United States will continue to supply funds. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to happen and what's going to happen, but I'm praying for a good outcome so that the people of Ukraine can continue their fighting and hopefully overcome this situation and come to an agreement. There will have to be a diplomatic settlement, of course. There will have to be a diplomatic settlement because they're a smaller country. Russia has more tactics, more armory, etc., more people. So eventually they would probably overcome. But with the help of the European Union and America, they can fight. They can continue to fight, and that's what I'm hoping America will continue to help them. We know that the European Union has already pledged more money, more arms, etc., to Zelensky, and they will continue to help. So that's where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we talked about today. We'll get ready. Close out. Set up day one. How Trump, the Trump meeting with Zelensky was never what it seemed to be. It was a setup day one, set up from the get up, and how they tried to make this man look bad so that Donald, convicted felon Donald Trump, could go back to his master, Vladimir Putin, and kiss his feet. Say, look what I did for you, sir. This is what I did for you. Look how I made this man look bad. Look what I did. Made him grovel at my feet for you, sir. He's Putin's. I won't say I want to say the B word so bad, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He's Putin's B word. You know what I'm saying? So, back in what it was 2016, something like that. Remember that Zelinskyy meeting Zelinskyy with Putin? I don't know. Well, I don't know why he would lie. Why he would not? He wouldn't trust his own intelligence people that Putin was behind some interference in the elections. He wouldn't even trust it. So this is just beginning to show you there's something mixed up in his mind. He's got an infatuation, whatever you want to call it, romance. I don't know the correct terminology, but I guarantee you, if you would have sat down with a psychiatrist, and then went through his reasoning for aligning himself with that man, it would be some weird stuff coming out of his mind. They would pull out some weird stuff because it's got to be weird for him to do this, So, I that points back to his character. Okay, basically, if you're a good guy, you don't align yourself with people that are killers. That's just common sense. So, and then you look at his character. Well, look at what he's done since he's been in office. 1,600 felons, convicted felons, released on the street. Some of them already went back to jail for crimes that they committed when they got out. Okay, and they're doing. And this is a shame. I don't have too much more to say, but I wanted to bring that to you today, and that rhyme. And let's see, we got anybody here today? Okay, we got some people here. JT, what's up, man? Good to see you in the house today. I'm sorry, got somebody before you. Hold up. JT, what's up, man? He said, Trump has a strong hand, but God and Jesus Christ have the ultimate hand always. BobbieD, we need to pray and follow God's God. Amen, my brother. Amen. You are exactly correct, my brother. God is in control, okay? And God will lead the way from us. The Bible said in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, which is God, and he shall direct your path. So we don't acknowledge Trump to lead us, okay? I look at my true leader, which is the Most High God, and through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Okay, that's who we look for guidance, and that's who we look for our real leadership. Many of you are afraid of what's going on in the world. I tell you today, don't be afraid. If you're a Christian, you have no business being afraid. The Bible said, "We'll fear no evil, for thou art with me." Okay, the Lord is on your side. You have nothing to fear about. You know about me, I'm scared. I'm working for the federal government. I think they're gonna get rid of my job. So what? Let them get rid of your job. God will get you another job if you align yourself with the Lord. You have to be positive at all times. Trump is Trump. He gonna be what he want to be, and he gonna do what he wants to do. He gonna hurt a lot of people. That's just the way it is. That's what's in his mindset. He cares nothing for the people on the bottom. He cares everything for the people on the top. Okay, everything. And he has an affinity, he has a love affair with people that are authoritarian leaders. Kim Jong-un, Jinping, China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea. All of these dictators he's aligning himself with. And he wants the American people just to change their mindset about who our enemy is, and now he wants our enemies to be the our European allies, and he wants our enemies to be Canada and Mexico. It's not going to happen, Captain. You cannot make people turn against the people that have helped them all. Canada's been with us through every adverse situation the United States has. Mexico has as well, and the European Union as well. For him to say we just going to turn our backs on those people, our allies that have been with us for years, through all of our thick and thin days and ways, no, it's not going to happen. So what am I saying? What am I saying? Am I saying we're going to rise up and have another January 6th insurrection? No, that's not the way to do it. The way to do it, just like JT said, get on your knees, pray. Pray to the Most High God. Let the Lord fight your battles. Okay? God is able. I can't fight Donald Trump. I can't fight him with my hands. I can't fight him, but I can't fight him with my words either. But I can put some warfare in prayer to the Most High God. That's what I can do every night. I pray. Me and Lisa D pray every night before we go to bed. Pray for our nation. We pray for our families, and we pray for the future of America, that it'll be a better and bright day. This is one of the worst situations I have seen in my lifetime. I've been on this planet Earth for a long time, but there's a better and a brighter day coming. We have to stay focused, stay positive. Good to see you, JT. We got Roger Chain, BobbieD, Lisa, One Nation, Under Groove, One Love. Who else we got? Ken, what's up, man? He said, never in history has America turned on its allies and sided with it. Correct. 100% correct, my brother. Never in history have we turned on our allies and sided ourselves with the enemy. And believe it or not, Putin is an enemy. He has his one desire is to see America down to the ground, burnt down to the ground. And he's using the convicted felon in office to do his will. Okay? I don't know if they put something in his mind. If they planted a chip in his a memory chip, some kind of chip in his mind, and he controlling the street. I don't know. I'm just being facetious. But there's something in this guy's mind that's allowing him to be controlled, manipulated, and used by Vladimir Putin and other authoritarian leaders in the world. And so we people in the universe and in America that have sense, that have a consciousness about what's right and what's wrong, need to stand up to what's wrong. This is our country, and we have to let him know that by protesting and by contacting our leaders, our congressmen, our mayors, our senators, our governors, and let them know that we want to change, that we want to stand up for what our principles are. Ronald Reagan would be turning over in his grave, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. You remember Ronald Reagan, right? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Y'all don't remember that? Some of y'all this young, you don't remember none of that. I know. Go look it up. Go look it up in the history books. Go on the internet and look up Ronald Reagan talking what he told Mr. Gorbachev. Tear down that wall. Yeah. It's our enemies, man. We tell our enemies to do the right thing. But this man, he said, well, I'm going to pull out of NATO, and I'm going to tell Vladimir Putin to do whatever the he wants to do to the other nations. I don't care. But I cannot wrap my head around that, man. It's hard. It's hard, And I'm just an average guy like you and many other people out there. So if I'm struggling with it, and I'm an American citizen, I served in the military. I can't understand it. I know y'all having trouble with it too, even if you didn't serve in the military. This is un-American, okay? It is so un-American, and it's so sad to see our nation's leader doing these type of reprobate-minded things. If you don't know what reprobate mind is, look it up. If you're a Christian, you probably know. R-E-P. I think I spelled it out the other night. Reprobate. R-E-P-R. Repro. R-E-P. R-O-B-A-T-E. Reprobate mind. He's being used. He's being evilly influenced. Okay, Ken, good to see you, man. He said until now, yeah. Yeah, man, our allies have been with us through thick and thin. You know, Canada, and he want to put tariffs on Canada. They want to put tariffs on Mexico. I can understand maybe tariffs on China, but he want to put tariffs on the European Union. You know, tariffs is nothing but extra taxes. That's all it is. And guess who's gonna pay for the extra taxes eventually? Us, American people, gonna pay for those tariffs he put on. Because what happens if you tax Mexico, Canada, the extra 10%, 25%? Who they're gonna pass the charges on to the people that buy their products? Who's that? Us, you, me, and everybody else. Yeah. So that's just basic business principles, economic principles. And so why he cannot get that in his head, I don't know. I don't know. But it's bringing this country down to the ground. And the sad part about it, ladies and gentlemen, he's only just begun. Remember that song by the Carpenters? We've only just begun. Yeah, he's only just begun. He's just getting started. He's just getting warmed up. What happens 3 months down the line? What happens 6 months down the line? What happens a year down the line? How will we stand in the sight of how will we fare in the sight of other nations? We will lose our number one status if this continues. And what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if you read the news and keep up with what's going on. He's opening the door for China to take over the number one spot. When he cut off the U.S. aid, remember U.S. aid, the program to feed people in the world and all that kind of stuff. When he froze the money for that, those people in those countries, those foreign countries, are suffering. They need help. Who do you think they're gonna go to? Hmm? They're gonna go to China, and China gonna say, "Yeah, I got you." And this what I'm gonna take over the leadership, and I want you to pledge your allegiance to me. Yeah. And next thing you know, they done took over the number one leadership. They already did it in Africa. You know that, right? Most African nations are already bound down to China, and we sitting up there talking about we gonna cut off the aid. Yeah, it's crazy, man, crazy. And the reason why he's doing all this freezing on the money, you know why, right? Y'all know why? Do you know why he's? Do you, ladies and gentlemen, know why he's freezing all of this money and firing everybody? He's saying he's trying to correct fraud, waste, and abuse. Okay, now get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. There may be some fraud in the federal government. Okay, it's fraud in most governments. There may be some abuse. Okay, and there may be some waste. Let's find that abuse. Let's find that waste, and let's find the fraud and get it out. Okay. You don't do the shotgun approach and fire everybody because everybody's not doing fraud, waste, and abuse. You take your time and you do an investigation and you find out those individuals that are doing. Everybody doesn't have fraud, waste, and abuse in the government. Okay, so he just stopped money from everything. Okay, and the reason why he's doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is because he wants to continue the $1 trillion tax break that he gave the rich. He cannot increase the debt ceiling for the United States because it's against the law. You have to go to Congress to change the law. Congress is not going to increase the debt ceiling again. Okay, so he has to find some other way to get the money rather than increasing the debt. He's got to find out how he can cut the funds out, and that's what he's doing. And it's just all this cutting things out. Federal Aviation Administration, that was the first thing he did. And when he cut out all the traffic controllers, fired them all kinds because they were try to blame it on DEI. That's not the reason why. That DEI has nothing to do with people doing a good job or not. DEI, even if you're a DEI person, the first thing you have to do is be what? Qualified for the job. Okay? And a lot of veterans are DEI. A lot of black people are DEI. A lot of Latinos are DEI. A lot of white people are DEI. A lot of people that have disabilities, they, in wheelchairs, whatever, are considered and classified as DEI. Okay? So DEI is not it. He's trying to find a scapegoat and trying to get a lot of Caucasian people that are persuaded that DEI favors blacks to believe that. And it's wrong. Okay? So I said a lot of stuff. Let's see what we got. That's it. Got one more. Okay. Conman Trump, Ken says, Conman Trump loves criminals. He just brought the Tate brothers back to Florida. Oh, really? He brought the Tate brothers back to Florida. Surprise. I'm surprised he didn't have a parade for them. The Tate brothers were being prosecuted in some country for some low down stuff they were doing, man. And this guy, I don't know, he's got a bromance with everybody's a criminal. Tate brothers were doing, had some sexual uh, uh, accusations against them, and they were involved with it. So he got them freed on it, huh? It's a shameful guy, man. So I don't know, guys. It looks bad, and it may get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. There's a brighter day ahead, and America is going through this for a reason. Okay, we got to look at them. What's the reason? Why is America going through this? Those are things we need to be praying about, and that the most thing we need to be praying about is that America will get through this. Okay, and that there will be a brighter day ahead. Right now, it looks bad, and for those of you that voted for this man, again, I say shame on you, lady. You voted for Trump because he told you going to bring the egg prices down. Shame on you. You voted for Trump because he told you he was going to get the gas prices down. Shame on you. You voted for a pathological liar and you fell for the okie doke. And now, and you voted for him because he said he was going to do everything he can to help the little man, bring the economy, rent cheaper, and all that. Hey, what has he done since he got in office to reduce the price of eggs? What has he done since he got in office to reduce the price of gas? What has he done to reduce the rent prices? What has he done? Nothing. Nothing. Not one thing. Everything he's doing is catering to his rich cronies, the people that gave him the millions and billions for his campaign. He made a pledge to them that he would give them tax breaks, and that's what he's trying to do. Okay? So, but you that voted for him, shame on you. I'm sorry you lost your job. I'm sorry you got deported, or your friend of yours got deported. I'm so sorry about that. But you did it to yourself because you wouldn't listen to people that told you what he was getting ready to do. Kamala Harris told you, Joe Biden told you, Obama told you, and many, many others told you. But you just got convinced by a liar that he was going to help you. So he's going to help you straighten that unemployment line. That's what he's doing. So he's coming after Social Security. He's coming after Medicare. He's coming after veteran benefits and everything else on right on down the line. And with this Supreme Court in place, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that I'm not sure if they will probably give him the go on everything he wants. They are they override it. I think it's like 6-3, six Republican MAGA people on there versus three uh, level-headed Democrats, and they probably will give him everything he wants. The thing about it is, we got him for 4 years. I guarantee you, after 4 years, there'll be another Democrat come in office. What normally happens is you have a Republican in office for 4 years, they mess things up, and then the Democrat have to come back behind them and clean it up. That's been happening for the last 10, 12, 15 years. Obama came after Bush. We was getting ready to America, getting ready to be bankrupt. Bush hit this country so bad, Obama cleaned it up. Okay, and then Trump came in and he ran up the debt. He debt so trillions and trillions of dollars. Biden came in, and he also bought. Trump had COVID-19. Millions of people got killed because of inefficiency in leadership. Biden came in, got us back on track, got COVID-19 in control, and now we're back with this maniac in office. And he has abolished. He's breaking down the CDC, y'all. Yeah, he's firing people from the CDC. He is telling people the CDC not to disseminate any health information. So I guarantee those of you that have a health issue, wear your mask because there's a lot of stuff going on that we are not knowing about because the CDC is not putting out any information now. They're not putting out anything. He stopped them from putting out health notices. We don't know, but some of the states are still doing it. I think there was recently a big scare about measles. I think recently had somebody, one child died in one, I think it's Texas or some state like that. But some of the states are still putting out health notices, but the government's not, and that's a shame. CDC in Atlanta, Atlanta's my hometown. They were always a leader in preventing diseases and so forth, but not anymore. That's going to be kicked out with this guy in charge. What's his name? Kennedy. Uh, he's a vaccine denier, and so anyway, that's what I have for you today, man. That's the last in the series of this, but I had to bring it to you, man. Yeah, you got to buckle up. You got to get on your knees and pray to the Most High God. Is God going to get you through this? Okay. I know some of you feeling depressed. Some of you feeling like you've been betrayed. Some of you feeling like your world has been turned upside down, especially those of you that have been fired or about to get fired, or those. So many of you have taken the buyout. And I advise anybody: do not take the buyout, please, ma'am, please, sir. Do not do it. There's no guarantee if you take that buyout that you will get your money that you're supposed to get, because Congress has not allocated any funds for them to give you. You have to go to Congress to get money. He can't just say, "I'm gonna give you uh, a million, whatever your salary is." He's supposed to get. He has to go to Congress to get that approved. Congress may not approve it, and you know this guy's. He is known for sticking people, not paying people. He owes. Okay, you could care less. Do not take the buyout. Stay on your job. They fire you. They have to fire you. You have to be given due process for them to fire you. But if they fire you without cause, you have due process to go back and sue them and get your job back and get the money back paid that you have coming to you. Do not sign any buyouts. Please, ma'am. Please, even if it's you got 3 months or a year or 6 months before you retire, do not sign the buyout. Please, that's my advice. I'm telling you, man. If you got any sense, you never take a buyout. Stand your ground and take your time to get out when you're supposed to get out. If they fire you before time, take them to court, sue them, and I guarantee you get your money and you get your job back if you want it back. But do not take the buyout. All right, guys, that's it for now. I want y'all to hit the like button for me if you will, please. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go down to the Love Train Nation, click that subscribe button, and share this video with your friends and family. If you have someone that's an American citizen, they need to see this video. They need to see what's really going on. They need to see what really happened in the Oval Office and how they set this man up, this man of valor, this leader, this great leader of a nation called Ukraine. How he was set up from day one to be belittled, and how he was set up from day one to make Trump look like he was a king, and he was a nobody. Okay, all to please the savior of Trump, which is Vladimir, who his person that he loves so much. Okay, they got a real strong bromance going on, and I don't know how I got to that point, but I think before it's all over with, we will know why he's so beholding to Putin. We don't know now, but eventually, in the next 3 to 4 years, things will come out. There's got to be a solid reason behind it, but it'll come out. Everything, the Bible says, everything done in the dark does what? Come out to the light. Okay, so it's going to come out. All right, guys, it's been real. Hit the like button for me, share and subscribe. That's it for now. Until next time, this is BobbieD saying take care, God bless, and peace.